Hey. Yep. That's the kind of day it is. Jurassic World. It's a rewatch. And we're going to be doing it with myself and Coy, Jean, Dro, and the swaggy blurred himself, Winston A. Marshall. We got it. We're talking about it. We've been doing a whole rewatch on the Jurassic Park franchise, and now we get into the 2015 mega blockbuster starring Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, directed by Colin Trevorrow. And we get into it. And before we do that, I want to also tell you, make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification button. I don't know if you guys know this. I don't even know if my co-hosts know this, but I have said now that if we hit 50,000 subscribers by June 1st, I'm going to smash myself in the face with a lemon pie and do a full video with a lemon pie on my face. But we have to hit it by June 1st. And if we don't, then you blew it. That's all I can tell you. So make sure you subscribe, do all that stuff. We got the big thing. It's me. It's Winston. It's Coy. Let us do it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Big thing. Myself, Coy, Winston. And then, yes. I wish we didn't have to do digital, but my co-hosts are very busy, and they always decide at the last minute they want.
Not me. I was ready this time.
This time. This time. Coy's fault this time.
You know what I'm saying? This was all Coy. That's why I'm not in the Doctor Strange one neither. There's
Coy
Coy
out here. No. That was you. You had
we got one. You had an invite. We were supposed to do it on Thursday, like we always do. And then I couldn't go to the premiere because that's why we got this one that I'm going to today.
You're right.
Coy was like, I can't do Thursday.
You're right. I got you. We got you into that screening on Wednesday, so you could do it with us on Thursday. You're right on that. Coy, you're the worst.
I'm presenting the movie itself. I'm literally presenting Doctor Strange. Like, the thing I'm doing is at the Hellcap on Thursday.
I'm cool. I'm special. I'm out here on the Illuminati.
It's so funny, though.
Sounds just like me.
Because Coy and I already did our spoiler-heavy discussion on Doctor Strange, which will air on Monday. So it's funny. We've already done that, and we've already talked about all that stuff. But we were going through it beforehand, just before we get into the Jurassic World stuff. We have decided, I think this is kind of the structure, subject to change, but the way that we're looking at it, unless we hear something else from you guys, and we'd love to get your suggestions in the comments, so make sure you do that. But this is what we're thinking. Tell us if you like this tentative schedule and there's something else that you would like us to do instead. The idea is that we're going to start, obviously we finish up Jurassic World, and we'll do the Jurassic World spoiler on that Monday, the third one and all that. But the rewatch series itself, the next one after Jurassic Park wraps will be Top Gun. And then after that wraps, we're going to do all 4 Toy Story movies leading into Lightyear. And after that, we will then do Thor, the first 3 Thor movies leading into Love and Thunder. And then we will do Jordan Peele's first 2 movies for both Us and Get Out. We will do those 2 leading into Nope.
If I gotta go pick up your car or babysit your kids or something, I need you to get me in that Nope premiere, dog. I know what we gotta do.
I'll try to. The Nope premiere is I think it's uni, so I have to really play into the uni. Oh shoot, hold on a second. I gotta tell them.
That's Universal.
Yeah, I have to do this. Hold on a second. They're waiting for me on the call, and I realize I can't do the call. Hey, I'm actually in the middle of a shoot period. Can Shannon and TL take over for me? ? I am in the middle of recording this, and I can catch up on the notes, period. Thank you, period.
Behind the scenes,
behind the scenes. Y'all see how busy we are. Coy out here being Illuminati, and
I've been shooting since like the Obi-Wan trailer dropped at 6 a.m, so I shot everything I had to do. I still haven't seen Moon Knight yet at the time of this recording. And then we shot Sith Council and then Big Thing. So I just haven't, it still feels like it's morning time to me, yet it's not. Anyway, so leading in, and then we thought that after we finished, we would do the Rocky franchise. If we do all 5 of the Stallone movies and then the Creed movies leading into Creed 3, but
I like your director's cut idea because I feel like that needs some buzz.
we'll probably do that. So instead of that, what do you guys think, everybody? What do you think? Should we do anything else besides the Rocky movies leading into it? Because we don't really know what else we could do leading up to it. Obviously, we'll do an Avatar rewatch when that comes out. We'll do Winston, where'd you go? You're hiding. What's the other big movies?
I just leaned for a second.
Because is it Shazam that's coming out this year? Black Adam? We don't know.
Black Adam's October, so we could do that Shazam oneer.
We could, well, but this one, and then Shazam comes out next year. I don't know. So there's that, and then whatever else comes out. What's the big one else? There's another one in December. It's a massive one. It comes out the same time as that.
Black Panther's out in November.
I mean, well, no. I thought Black Panther and Aquaman both got pushed. Is that not
Black
the case?
Panther, as of CinemaCon, said it was coming out in November. They confirmed their November release.
Well, if that's the case, then we'll definitely rewatch Black Panther.
Yeah, if that sticks.
If that sticks. But there's something else that comes out with Avatar. Something big.
They moved Shazam 2 off of a week later. Because David F. Sandberg said, "You're welcome, James Cameron." I thought it was very clever.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's why I thought Black Adam was next year. Because I thought Shazam 2 was this year.
I'm going to tell you what it is.
Because the kids are like 30 now.
I thought it was. Let's see. So in I don't worry, we'll get into Jurassic World. Take it easy. So we have December. What do we got in December? We got Violent Night. Oh yeah, they moved whatever it was. It was Avatar. Avatar was going up against something, and it's gone. Whatever it was.
I think Shazam 2 a week.
Oh, was that what it was? No, Shazam's not even anywhere to be. Oh yeah, Shazam is December, but that wasn't what it was. I don't know. Anyway, so Shazam comes out on the December 21st. We can do that.
Black Adam is next year.
No, it says October.
So Black Adam, and then 2 months later Shazam. Okay.
I don't know, dude. Who knows?
We'll see. We'll see when we get there. We'll see what the world is.
Either way, we have some kind of plan that we're working on for all the rewatches, because as I mentioned beforehand, the way it's going to work now is that we're eventually going to get into
Hocus Pocus 2.
Oh yeah. Five Big Thing episodes a week is how it's going to work now. And the way that works is Big Thing proper will be Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Wednesday will be Sith Council, which serves as a Big Thing Star Wars show. And then Friday will be the Rewatch series. When they're big movies like that, when it comes to be whether it's something like Doctor Strange or Thor or Black Adam or Shazam or Nope, we're going to do, the three of us will do the spoiler heavy conversations, because it just fits into all the stuff that we do for the rewatch. We were bummed that Winston wasn't able to be with us on the the Doctor Strange one, but he'll be back for the other ones. But he will, though, give us a full review now of Joy Mode. No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't get to use it yet, man.
He's been so busy. That's a
it was, you know what it was, because you gave it to me right before Kristian and we had never just been on a vacation, just us, and then when we got up there, I was in joy mode, bro. I ain't even
also, you don't add variables to your first vacation in years. You don't add,
know what I mean?
Like,
yeah. And then you're a Big Bear, you have a heart attack. You know.
Well, I'd be worried about the other direction where you're like, I've got one goal and it's lasting for more than 2 hours.
Joy mode is you're in good shape. You're in good shape with Joy Mode. Now, don't
sell that to them right now.
Yeah, don't fuck a meatloaf. Just that was the original jingle. Don't fuck a meatloaf.
So Jurassic World.
Oh, yeah, is that what we're
movie with dinosaurs? And
Mario. It was Mario, I think.
Oh, Mario Lopez?
The Mario Super Mario Brother movie is at the end of the year.
Oh, who knows? All right. Well, speaking of Chris Pratt.
Speaking of Mario,
let's get into this. So this movie, 2015, the movie comes out, and it is a massive blockbuster, $1 billion in the box office. People have not seen a Jurassic Park movie since Jurassic Park 3 from 2001. And now here it comes 14 years later, and it's huge. It is this one to me is a massive adventure park ride from start to finish. And it takes it, as I think you guys have mentioned it many times over, where Jurassic Park is a blockbuster movie, but it's so much more. It's complex. It's got characters. It's based off a very smart book. This is spectacle. This is spectacle. I enjoy this movie. I like this movie. I know, Cool, you're not really a big fan of it, but it's to me, it's a big spectacle blockbuster movie. Did it get worse or better for you this watch?
It got half a star better, but it was a very low rating. I had originally given this 1.5 stars.
Oh my God,
it is now 2 stars, which is still not a great time.
Wow, dude, you really don't like this movie.
Yeah.
I think I just love Jurassic Park, the first one, so much, and then I love what The Lost World means to my nostalgia, like we talked about. It's my Batman Returns. So without the benefit of the 5-star film that is Jurassic Park, or the benefit of nostalgia, which is Lost World, I do feel like they each get about 1.5 stars worse. And then by the time you get to Lost World, it's like, okay, we're inventing dinosaurs. We've already invented dinosaurs. I love the speech about how we've already been genetically modifying, but we have to do it so much more because of marketability and all those things. But instead of it feeling cheeky and smart, it feels like the audience is being told that they're stupid. Like when I hear that speech about like, we have to make things exciting and flashy to have people come to the park, I'm like, you're telling me, the audience member, that dinosaurs aren't cool enough by themselves, that we need to be pandered to with this fake raptor T-Rex hybrid?
But wait. Remember though, you know how people get here. People in general, and this is a world that dinosaurs have been around now for like 17 years.
But it's the first time the park's been open. Like, what's great about this movie is
no. If you remember, yes, it's newer, but it's been open for what, half a year, something like that.
This is the first movie where the park has been open, because I think that log line is great. The park is open is the entire tagline. That's genius. That should be enough. It's the first time we've actually had a movie with a park. Why do we have to have dinosaur hybrids? Why do we have to have Bryce Dallas Howard having to do those 5 jobs that no one would do?
And the shoe scene.
The consistent, and the mention of the shoes, and then changing nothing. She acknowledges how bad the shoes are, and then doesn't change them, and has like time to.
Yeah.
I'll give you the shoe thing and stuff like that, but honestly, I love the sentiment. I love when movies can point out where we're already flawed. Like, how many movies do we have nowadays where if you don't have 12 Avenger members in the film, people aren't going to do it? You know, it has to be a multiverse. It has to be all these types of things. We have to one up and one up and one up and one up. So I actually appreciate that element of this, because the first thing I went to is the same thing that my black ass has gone to every time. Why y'all white people keep going after this stupid shit? Why would you go to a park full of dinosaurs who are clearly going to eat you? Like, and I still say
that's the most realistic park. Like that,
Jimmy Buffett running. I agree, but Jimmy Buffett running with those margaritas by far is still my favorite part of this film, man. Like, I paid $30 for each one of these. Like,
yeah, it's true, and but we can just get into it right now too. People, there was a big criticism for it. I still find it hilarious where they make a move that is not traditional. The woman who's just troing to protect the kids is just brutally
murder.
It's like,
and it lasts for like 10 minutes. It's like a room bit.
It's gruesome, and it's one of these things where you're watching it and you're like, it's very similar to what we were talking about with Jurassic Park 2. When the good dude from West Wing is just, and you're like, well, why did he die? That's not.
And why did no one care? And again, now no one cares, and it lasts forever.
No one ever cares. And when people die in these movies, no one ever cares. And then there's like, the I did like how they made the T-Rex like the hero at the end.
See, there's so much convenience in this film that like there's so many moments where it's like, not only do we have the raptors that are somehow trained to the point that they would adjust who their alpha is. I like the concept of the alpha trainer being the one that is the leader of the pack. That works for me. But I also liked that when it meets a bigger alpha, a hybrid raptor T-Rex, it would change its allegiance. I don't like that Blue's like, my boy's really this fleshy little meat sack that I'd eat in a heartbeat over this giant half meat creature.
I'm gonna stop you right there, Coy, because we already have an example of how that works in human life. Hey, T, oh snap, half of Wakanda rolls with Killmonger now because he came in and made some points. I guarantee you that Raptor TX him and said, bruh, you see how he be talking to you? He be putting his hand in your face. You got a point. You do be putting your hand in my face. It's time, son. Retribution. I bought it. I genuinely bought it for me.
The loyalty switch was just, and actually that did just help me though. Like that Killmonger example is a great example. Like that actually was a very good point. I'm not gonna yes and. But the movie, if it wasn't the 15th coincidence, if it wasn't the series of like, wow. Also, the logical fallacies of the dinosaur in the cage suddenly being able to turn invisible because of that one type of fish is already 18 leaps, because they would know it
does become a little bit too, because I think with the allure of what happens with
but he would see it.
Well,
and the tractor would see it.
But this is what happens with these movies, though. Now, Jurassic Park and Jurassic Park 2 and even Part 3, even though there were like some elements of the big creature and stuff, like these movies start to turn into monster movies.
Yeah.
Like where the with the hybrids and all that. And to be fair to it, though, when you look into how they were designed, I get it. I get that you would, if you have the technology, you're going to start blending dinosaurs together, where you're essentially, that's the whole point of these movies, of the playing God and doing that. Like, and you can, and you have the technology to do it, then you would probably do it, and it would turn into these kind of freakish monsters. But I always thought that the lore of Jurassic Park was the idea of, we are as audience members watching dinosaurs again. And that's kind of lost now into this monster movie thing, because again
they're not interesting because they're not interested. The dinosaurs themselves don't have anything going on. Like the raptors from Lost World being smart is not the raptors from this being smart. They're just like, oh, we're Chris Pratt's bros. Like, you don't really see them hunting. We kind of see them like sniff and then pursue. But like, that's the level. They're heat-seeking bombs. Like, that's the level of intelligence they show us. Right.
Yeah, Winston, how did you feel about watching this one again? Are you because you don't mind this one?
I actually like it more than I did when I saw it in theaters, but I think the reasoning for me is that I genuinely had not really seen the previous Jurassic Parks proper at that point. I had seen scenes of the OG and I hadn't seen the other two. So I was in the dark here. So Engine meant nothing. BD Wong didn't click because of Jurassic Park. BD Wong went, oh snap.
Right.
The psychologist from SVU. Like that's you know what I mean? So this had a different meaning now that I understood. And that same nostalgia people tapped into in 2015, I tapped into watching this for the second time. So does the movie leave a lot to be desired? Of course. After everything that Kristian has said about Fallen Kingdom, I'm terrified about what's coming.
So afraid.
There are a lot of issues here that could be addressed, and a lot of them have been brought up. I think this whole idea, again, I agree, of making the super dinosaurs. I get why, and I love the nod to that because of what we do as a society. But as, again, a logical black man who's like, why are you testing this? Why are you testing this?
Right.
And yet you're going to put every single little dangerous ass trait so that this monster can just have carte blanche once it gets free. Like, I don't know.
Also, you bring up a good point about white people at the park, and I was like, this is a pretty white cast, but that's because the white people be dumb enough to work at a park. So like, I'm actually thinking this white cast works in
the
this
one black dude that
is the smart guy that Chris Pratt
he was just like, bro, this is, why are you releasing the raptors for this? That doesn't make any sense. Like, let's not do this. You know, he treats the raptors with the same reverence that like someone that trains like tigers and stuff does.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whereas
and I'd watch that movie. I'd rather see, even with Chris Pratt, you know, what he's become as far as every movie star. Like, he's in every franchise, but at this time he wasn't yet. Like, we'd seen him in this and Guardians, but like, I think that movie would be much more interesting between the relationship with the Raptors and Chris Pratt and his buddy. Like, that's interesting. And then also the idea of the park being open is interesting. But when you shove it all together.
So here's and this is also, and this is 2015, where we have, now we're in like 2015. I think we were still in the remake fad, right? This wasn't a remake, but I'm just saying we were in the remake fad at that point. Yeah, no, but I'm just saying at that point in time in 2015, it was, you're right. The requel also, because Force Awakens and all these things were coming out. And we're in a period right now of the nostalgia phase. That's the things that have been working now with whether it's No Way Home or look, Top Gun Maverick is the one I'm about to use for every example of anything from moving forward in my life. I'm going to use Top Gun.
Wait,
is that good?
It's the best movie I've seen in a very long time.
Wow,
it's just a good movie, and my point is, even though it's a bigger movie and it feels, and obviously they had a good budget for it, it doesn't feel like they just put all of their money into making a spectacle film. I mean, even Doctor Strange feels like a spectacle, right? And it's like, I wanted to be emotionally attached to that movie because of the things that we were probably, and it's not, you don't get as emotionally attached as you want to. In Top Gun, you do, and you can still make it seem like a smaller movie, even though you're big. And that's what I think Jurassic Park could do. And I get it. It's the first big blockbuster with Jurassic Park, but Jurassic World certainly feels like it's cotton candy, right? And then the next one, it's cotton candy, and then someone smashes you in the head with a sledgehammer. It's like, it is just, and and from what the trailers look like, that's what it is. And I remember saying inside of the trailer review, this is just now it's just a summer blockbuster action movie, and it's just fun. And someone that commenter, well, what do you expect it to be? Expect it to be like the first Jurassic Park.
The first Jurassic Park is not a blockbuster. It is a blockbuster in its box office, but not a blockbuster in its script or delivery.
No, it's a blockbuster in the size of the fact of the CGI. And I mean, remember, Jeff Goldblum and Sam Neill and Laura Dern were not massive movie stars when they were cast in Jurassic Park. They didn't the money went inside of creating the dinosaurs. They could have easily said, let's put Tom Cruise in there, or let's do this, but they didn't. They relied on the dinosaurs. They relied on the Spielberg movie, and they relied on the strength of the script and the characters. And I'm also saying this as I think Winston and I are on the same page. I do enjoy this movie for what it is and as it's fun. And I'm also understanding that the franchise really started to it transferred over from what it was from the first one immediately into the Lost World, more so into the third one. And then by the time they switched it up into this one, you have to accept it as exactly how I just described it.
No, I'm right there with you, man. I think just to piggyback off of the whole, what do you expect out of blockbusters? I expect that multiple blockbusters that we've had over life still be good movies. Like Terminator 2 Judgment Day is a blockbuster film. It is a good movie. Right. That's what I mean?
Great point for a movie. Substance with style.
Recently, No Way Home is so emotionally invested, and it's got a lot to do.
Even more recently, Top Gun Maverick.
It's not yet available.
It's not out yet, Kristian. It's hard for people to
the near future.
Top Gun.
I'm telling you, dude. That's the kind of movie. And that's what you brought up. Terminator also, Winston. Like Terminator 1 is still my favorite out of those two movies, right? And it's because that movie was done on such a low budget that it just relied on the story and the characters and the acting. And like I want to see these movies, and you're never going to get it to where it's like a super low budget movie because you need to show the dinosaurs and make the dinosaurs look realistic and stuff too. But I would love for them to get to a place like as we talked about with like this leads up to just the park itself. This is when you watch this movie, this rewatch, you just see it as as Coy mentioned, it's the park open, so you get that it's the most similar to the first one out of all of the sequels though.
Similar, where they've got goals, where there's optimism about the park.
You're in the park. You're in the park, avoiding the park. The other ones were like just kind of like on 2 and 3 were like on islands and subsects of islands. This is inside of a park that they're trying to get to work again, and it doesn't work.
And they'd given up on containing it in 2 and 3 as opposed to the first one. So yeah, there's a lot more, and I like that as far as a reboot, requel, to do that, but. I do feel like the movie leaned so heavy on CGI. I never felt like the park was physically real. That's a huge issue when the movie's about the park being physically real. Like every over the flyover shot, also the geography of the island makes no sense. They're like in the southern area where we keep the predators, everything's heading north to where the park is. And like the logical fallacy of like having the fish creature that is the deus ex machina of the entire film live in a tank when it's physically 1/10 the tank size. A fish cannot grow to be like 1/10 of its entire living area size. Do they drop it out in the ocean? Can it get away? What are those dinosaurs doing over there? How do they live in the same?
Yeah, there's not a lot of logic. There's not a lot of logic in the new movie.
Coy, I digress. The studio that I lived in during COVID, bro. That was definitely about 1/10 apartment. So,
dude, I lived in a garage. I lived that life, but I didn't grow. I didn't grow to that size in that garage. I don't think I would have. I don't think because of nature, like fish grow to the size of their container. I imagine a dinosaur would not be able to like not live in its own poop. Like we have plumbing. That thing doesn't. You know what I mean? Like there's things like that just don't work.
You have a point.
Like when they feed it, the tank's full. Like they literally, and I love the Jaws moment. I thought that was clever by having the great white reflecting the original blockbuster Spielberg did with Jaws. I love its cheekiness, but at no point did I feel like it was real. I think to this day in 1993, I believe Jurassic Park could be real. And that movie is much older, much less technology, and much more plausible.
Yeah, it's true. That look, they went, but here's what we can all say though. The approach that they took for this movie, though, Coy, it worked because it made $1 billion. So what it did, and this is more than people just saying, "Oh, I want to see another Jurassic Park movie," because you can do that, and you can say, "Oh, I want to see another one of these movies," and go, I'm not going to see this. I'm not. Or did you see it? It's clearly enough people said that was a good ride. It was fun. It was fun to watch. You should go see it because it did very well in the theater. And
it's great.
This is the year that Force Awakens came out. So their approach was the right approach, apparently, because we do also need those times where we just like I said in the beginning of this, it's a theme park ride. It is essentially what the whole movie is about. That's what this movie is. It's a theme park, and you're on the ride, and you can't if you start. And I think that's what I understand about people who really dislike this movie, is that if you try and you really try to get a lot of substance out of it, and you really want it to be like that first one, you'll hate this movie, or you won't like this movie. I gave up on that right away, and I just said I'm just going to have fun with it. I tried to do that with the second Jurassic World. It doesn't matter what you do. But with this one, I thought the chemistry was fun enough with Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt. The kids worked, and I like, and the kid's a really good actor too. Is the kid, what's his Nick? I love you, Simon, the Simon kid.
The Love Simon kid, and the young Iron Man 3 kid, the kid from the funeral scene with Tony Stark. And everybody's like, "Who's that kid?" And
those kids, and I like that relationship between the two of them. So
the brother stuff worked for me, and also Chris Pratt really worked for me. I think this is where you put Chris Pratt. I like this. Animal wrangling, a little bit arrogant, but with purpose. Like that all worked. And Bryce Dallas Howard is great in this. Like people don't talk about that enough. I think, she really helps rejuvenate Star Wars as a director, but she's also a great actor in both drama and blockbuster. And that isn't always the case. So the cast works. I just wish they picked a thing. And I do feel like this movie had a lot going on that didn't always line up.
Fair. Winston, you got anything else on this one?
Not really, man. I mean, what I hope for Fallen Kingdom, and I know you've already seen it. So
no, I haven't. I haven't seen the movie.
No, the next one.
Kingdom?
The one Winston
Fallen Kingdom. Fallen Kingdom. They're in Dominion. Sorry. Yeah.
I really appreciate it, and I know they're going to lean into it in Dominion about like Chris's relationship specifically with Blue.
Yeah.
And I hope that it's one of those things that doesn't get like contentious at all. But like I that is the one through line that I actually bought and appreciated above all else, including the whole kind of turning of it. Yeah. It again takes me right back to Wakabi and being like, bro, you promised me you were going to find my dad's killer, and this dude did it. You didn't do it. And so there was this weird, I was making that connection. Mind you, Black Panther comes out way later, but that's where my mind was with Blue kind of turning on him. And I appreciated that storyline. The rest of it, like you said, it was fun, blockbuster fluff, but it works. Bryce works, the kids work,
and it was fun watching the T-Rex come in and battle at the end. I mean, that's the way that they set that up because he's gone in the third one. The T-Rex is set to the side, and they allowed him to be the king again, which was great. But I think that I remember leaving the theater saying, and we talked about this I think last time. Where I left the theater going, okay, in the next movie, they're definitely going Planet of the Apes style. They're definitely going Planet of the Apes where the dinosaurs start to take over, and because it's really where you think it has to go, because when you set up what Ian Malcolm says, it's like, look, like life finds a way, and if you're doing this is not what we're meant to be doing, and each movie proves that. And then we get to a place. I like the idea that they finally went to the park and they did that. And I know you did too, but I'm saying that they go to the park, they do this. But then the next one, you're like, okay, where are we going for this next movie? And when you see Fallen Kingdom, you see it's just a rehash of crap we've done a million times over. And then it gets so ridiculous of where they go with it. I'll wait until you guys discover it on your own. But
I like how little we know, Winston. I genuinely don't know the plot of Fallen Kingdom. I'm like, do they?
I don't.
I'm telling you, Coy, that's why I think that I almost wish that you would have seen that one first before you rewatch this one.
Wow.
Because maybe it'll make this one better retroactively.
That's what I'm saying. It is gonna 100% because I'm
gonna rank all 6 and I'll look at my number grades again. Maybe it will.
I like this movie, Jurassic World. I like it. I understand all of your points, Coy. I get, and I understand for people who don't respond to this movie, but I like this movie. The second one, I am not looking forward to watching this movie at all.
Is it like Crimes of Grindelwald bad?
You remember, I'm the wrong person to ask.
Yeah, he likes those.
I acknowledge that they're bad, and anyone who says like it's you see a movie and someone says that movie's terrible, and you go, no, it's not. It's great. Someone goes, that movie's terrible. I go, yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
that's
I love the movie SWAT. Have you guys ever seen SWAT?
SWAT is amazing.
Yeah,
what are you talking about,
dude? But everyone hates on SWAT.
This is just a dumb movie. It's just a dumb. It's a.
I
can't
think
wait to talk about it because like I want to like spoil details of it, and it's not next week.
I wish it just didn't have Jurassic. I know it has to, and I know it follows it. I know it's a legacy movie, but I think my love of the first one makes me just like. I think what's funny is my love of the first one makes me like Lost World more than most, and my love of the first one makes me dislike this one more than most.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
I'll give you my one super sticking point that I absolutely hated, and I know why they did it, but I hate it. The T-Rex pterodactyl hybrid.
Yeah.
I get the point is they have really made monsters. They've gone too far, et cetera, et cetera. Like you've made this super pterodactyl now like this, but I hated that creature. It looks super CGI, as you would mention, and it just makes me feel like, okay, you guys are really just like, and what if we put a triceratops head on a shark? Like, come on.
they just hire that one guy and they say, hey, we got the guy with the loony ideas. Go ahead. What do you got? You got it? Okay. And then they push him back into the.
I love that Q Peel sketch about how they made Gremlins 2.
Oh, right.
What if there's a she gremlin?
Yeah.
That said, Gremlins 2 is amazing for that guy, whereas this is not amazing for that guy. Yeah. That guy earned all of the things that Gremlins 2.
Here's what's going to happen, and I'll bet you, I'm willing to make a bet right now on the air to everybody watching this. This is what's going to happen. Coy and Winston are going to be watching this next movie, and they're going to go, as they're watching the first like 5 or 6 minutes, they're going to go, what the hell is he talking about? This is awesome. And then you go, oh yeah. Because this first 6 minutes are awesome. I remember watching that there's a scene, I'll just say there's a scene that happens underwater. And I remember watching it going, oh man, if this is the movie, and then it was like some practical joke going, oh no, that's not the movie.
We've talked about in each of the rewatches how Jurassic Park is probably the most consistent opening scene franchise. And I think that's here too.
Although but the opening scene in Jurassic Park 3 is pretty stupid.
Yeah, but at least it sets the tone of the movie as being exciting. The paragliding and all that stuff. You feel the tension.
Yeah.
Whereas, I think
it was kind of creepy. That's true.
The only thing I will say correct me if I'm having a bad memory right here. I thought they were driving around Explorers, like Ford Explorers with the Jurassic Park logo, not the Jeeps.
No, those are the Jeeps from the old school. Was the old school?
I thought the old school they were driving around in Ford Explorers because remember they ripped the roof off of it and it's like he left me.
No, I don't think it was an Explorer.
There's different sets of vehicles on the island.
Okay.
I did like that. That's the nostalgia stuff that worked for me. Like
when he found the goggles, the night vision goggles, I got so excited. Like when they clicked in Word On, even the rewatch, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, see, like that's the stuff that I enjoy that you can't really do any more of now because it didn't they go back and they revisit a lot of the stuff that made this first one special. Like
I think you got Laura Dern again because someone in the comments on the Jurassic Park 3 was like, they didn't go back to the same area on the island when they were looking for.
No, I didn't get Laura Dern. I know because I still thought because there is that moment.
Scene with the vending machine,
they go through an area. I guess they're in a different sect of the island. I thought they were in the same one. It wasn't that I thought it was.
I thought you were remembering this movie where they physically go through.
No, when William H. Macy goes and tries to punch the vending machine.
Yeah,
that's where I thought it was the same thing, and they said it wasn't. And then I realized I don't care enough.
Oh man.
But the fact that this is a 2-hour 10-minute movie, 2-hour 15 20-minute movie, and like we don't have a lot to say about it is like also kind of
you know what, new additions. This was a very mid 2010s film in that you got Jake Johnson in here doing his like new girl shtick.
He was good.
He was good. He was good. But I'm saying like doing his his Nick from New Girl shtick and all that kind of stuff. And it was enjoyable. Like the moment where he tries to kiss the coworker, she's like, I have a boyfriend. He's like, oh, I didn't.
Because we're at work, I didn't say anything. I love that dialogue.
Yeah.
A very unremarkable Vincent D'Onofrio, which I never say.
No, that's right. Well, there are some good performances and good side. There are some moments in this that I thought, like I said, I am not a hater of this movie. I enjoy watching this movie. This is a movie that I can this is one that I enjoy rewatching this one more so than the other ones because I think I just accept it for what the hell it is. It's a popcorn movie.
I think just once again circling back to you talking about the caretaker just getting murked like that.
Yeah.
I do appreciate genuinely that she became Lena Luthor on Supergirl because I think I think she was excited as any actor would be like, I get to be in a Jurassic film and I get to get murdered hardcore. That sounds awesome. But I am glad for her to get shafted like that she very quickly got a much bigger project, I would argue, for her career at least, because she became
people talked about that moment like a lot. Like why? Because like I remember people walking out going, "Why was that necessary?"
Bro, torn and taught by how many dinosaurs? The pterodactyl's like half biting her in half, and then
here's like a clam trying to crack the shell open.
But the answer to that is this: that's what would happen in real life.
Yeah,
like, in real life, a good person who was probably watching the kids would get brutally, overly murdered by these animals, but because it's a movie and because you're watching it, you're going, well, I don't know, we didn't have to stay there for that long. I just think, like, to me, the last 15 minutes of the movie are pretty fun to watch.
Bro, it essentially would be like if Happy was like trying to defend like the kids in Far From Home from like the drones, and then the drones are just picking him,
mow him down like part beat by beat.
That's it.
Shred the dude.
That's it. So look, this is
it's cool to expand the dinosaurs too. Like I enjoyed seeing the Ankylosaurus. I enjoyed seeing different species that are iconic to dinosaur fans that didn't get shown before. Like seeing the Stegosaurus in Lost World was a really big moment for me. Seeing Ankylosaurus here was a big moment. Yeah. Those were cool, and I liked the kids exploring. I enjoyed like that journey in the ball.
Scene with the ball thing. All that.
Which is still a highlight for me when I go to Universal. I always go like, oh, because they have it like on the
right. And they do, and the back and forth with Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt is really good. Like that kind of Sam and Diane thing that Rachel and Ross that finally kind of comes out to.
And they're cute at the end. I liked them getting together at the end. It felt earned. It felt like they would actually get together at the end.
Right. All right. So look. So we have officially watched our last good Jurassic Park. Or at least Winston and I have Troy has not watched
I haven't seen a good Jurassic Park since 96.
So he feels since the second one. So I am curious. This is a shorter episode today because like as they mentioned, there's just not so much we can cover on this one, but we are getting closer to Dominion. And we will be watching Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And I do think I do know that there are a lot of people who actually do like Fallen Kingdom. I will find out who these people are in the next in the next one when we do this, but it's every Friday that we do the rewatches. This Monday coming up is going to be the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness spoiler discussion with Coy and myself, and then the following Friday will be Jurassic World, and then we'll have an episode of Big Thing on Thursday and Sith Council on Wednesday. So that's it, and we have a bunch of reviews and other things coming up. Top Gun spoiler discussion will be coming out for sure. Top Gun review, yes.
Review on Friday, right?
Review
of Thursday. We typically film them on Thursday, but the next rewatch will be
following Friday. Yeah, I'm saying
you said Thursday. Yeah,
I said we have a Big Thing episode on Thursday,
and then we're doing Top Gun. We're gonna do the review together too, right? Of the new one.
If you guys see it in time, yes. But if not, we'll have to see. I might have to do that one with Ellis. I might have to.
I think you should.
Yeah,
I would. Fair. It would be fun, but I feel like I saw y'all's photos. Y'all literally look like it was day one of your little channel, and you were all like, "Hey, buddy, I don't know what we're gonna do with this, but like, wow!"
It was you should have seen us, man. Like we were so like we went in pumped about the movie in general. Like we were both excited. We both got there early. We were all sitting like he got his snacks, and we're sitting down there just like because we were already hyped. And we didn't have to have that conversation of, oh man, I'm not hearing anything about it. Isn't it any good? Like the CinemaCon stuff had already come out and everybody was raving about it. Mm-hmm. So we were like even equally hyped because now people like everyone, like people that we didn't agree with, people that we did agree with about other movies, and they were there. Everybody was on the same page. So we're like, all right, let's go. And from the second it starts, you're like, oh, like the second it starts. The second it starts, and like I was mad at my bladder when I had to go to the bathroom for a second, and then because I didn't know at what time to move, and it's just a great movie experience. I've never wanted to see another movie in the theater that fast again in a while, and I'm like,
do 2 reviews, do one of Ellis, do one of us.
I know, maybe
let's because if we're gonna like have if we're watching the first one together, we should talk about the second one.
Yeah, then maybe so. Maybe we can even do. Well, if it's gonna be a spoiler. It's going to be a spoiler episode, then maybe.
Or you can have Ellis on, do 4 of us.
Look, I'm lucky enough I set up these 3 cameras. Give me a break, will you?
I'm in person. We could all go in the studio and talk Top Gun goodness.
Or I can just sit in my lap. Ellis can have the chair. It'll be fine.
All right, look, this is the episode. This is the. I told you everything comes back to Top Gun. So, ladies and gentlemen, Jurassic World: The Rewatch. Thank you. Make sure you check out Coy and Winston A. Marshall on everywhere you can find them on their podcasts, their YouTube channels, everything. And for me, you can find me here every day. I'm doing something on this channel. Thank you guys so much. And check out, speaking of Coy, check out our Marvel trivia match between him and Jay Washington, now up on the Movie Trivia SCHMOEDOWN channel. And if you have not ever watched the SCHMOEDOWN, if you have never seen it, or you haven't watched it in a little while, watch today's episode of Friday Night Titans. And I guarantee you, if you were an old school fan, you're going to watch it and you're going to go, all right, that was cool. Oh, wow. Okay. Today is the episode that if you've ever watched it or haven't watched it, today's the episode that you should. So Friday Night Titans is on there, the Marvel match, everything else. Thank you guys so much. For myself and Winston and Coy, we'll see you on the flip side. Peace.